All right.
Yeah. Okay. I'm looking for a good place to start. I'm going back a bit, but it behooves us to go back a bit. 4 lines from the top on page AYIN Vov. The line begins behechrech shehi samos mochin. Mochin, as we said already, is striving upwards. Upwards means to a different domain.
Sorry, mochin?
Mochin, mind.
Yeah, what did you say?
Striving upwards,
Okay.
to a different domain.
Okay.
Like you pointed out, in our physical world, in physical experience, earth engages our midas, shamaim engages our mind. We cannot relate to the shamaim without midas. We have no grasp of it. On the other hand, the mind is enthralled by it. It's captured by it. You can't have enough of it. It's in a totally different domain than where we practically live. And that's what the mind is. And that's, the Rebbe says, I said 4 lines from behechrech. Therefore, in order there should be a midah behechrech, it's a must, it should be imperative, that there should be hisalmus hamechin, that the mechin should be withdrawn. Come back into your world. Because while the oil of the mechin, again, now we call our attention to the meaning of the word oil. The effect of the mochin. We use the observation of the sky as on a lower level as in a mochin experience. And as we said, the sky is not just what we observe, a colorful firmament. It actually has an effect. It lifts us up in spirit. It says that one of the great favors that Hashem did with the human being is that human being is always in proximity to seeing the sky. Animals that are walking forth, they are focused, they see only earth. The human being cannot see only earth. As he is walking, he sees the end of earth and he sees the sky at the end of it. This seeing of the sky is the inclusion in human life, even on the simplest level, of something above the physical, something of a remote nature. This, in fact, I may add, is what enables the human being to overcome his difficulties that he encounters in the physical life.
Allows a human being to overcome his
Difficulties that he encounters in the physical life. Because he rises up to a different domain. Okay, so the line is, he says, "Kiim kasher misalim el hamechem," only, except, exclusively, kasher misalim el hamechem, when the el hamechem is withdrawn or is not fully observed, experienced. Oz misoil hamidos. This is when the midah comes into focus. Which midah? We're talking a midah, even a midah that comes from mochin. Mochin also have a result in midas. Not that midas in the heart, but midas from the moya. But this midah, it comes only when nisalam oyer hamechin. Oz, when the mochin are behisalvus, are not in full function, in full effect, that's when the midah begins to be experienced. However, the yiseiros hamidah me'abchein. The yiseiros of the midah is not from the full impact of the mochin. It is from the bechein element. Bechein means the consequence. Since that there is this, therefore you should you recognize that there is another way of looking at it, so to speak. This is the bechein. Now, we are talking about avodas Hashem. That when a person is misboinei and he delves deeply, delves into the divine presence, then he is elevated in the mochin. From that comes a midah, but the midah that comes is only habechein. After that, the full impact of the mochin is withdrawn, and then the midah comes forth. And what is the midah? Bechein. What is the bechein? Bechein means that he recognizes this is such a wonderful thing, the union from the Quds is such a wonderful thing. I should stay connected, and I should act accordingly. I should incorporate in my action, in my life, in my practical life, inonim of Elokus. This is the bechein. The hainu, which is Mashikivas Elokim loy toiv. The bechein is the recognition that kivas Elokim, closeness and divine closeness, is loy toiv, is good for him. Which means the life, the personal appreciation is what comes in midah, not the objective and the true significance of it. Then in parentheses, Rag, only, derech maki, in a superior, non-descript manner, not graspable manner, Nirgash Oz Holokus is sensed then. Holokus, the godliness, a mochin is spoiled of the fact of what he is mispoiled, of what he is so aroused about. That this which he comprehended in his moyach, and then that resulted in his spoilers. So when his spoilers comes, so the mochin, that which he was massing in the mochin, is not function, is not fully in full focus. But derech makiv, on a superficial manner, he recognizes what this is, where this is all coming from. Like we said, in midos, when a person senses that there is a midah, there is the right thing, the right way to do things, a midah of goodness and kindness and so forth. So goodness and kindness is a valuable thing in itself. But in the mind, in your mind, you recognize it's not only that it's a good thing in itself, it's the right thing. It's a true thing. That's how it should be. This how it should be is something which is beyond midas. Midas is a personal experience. That's what it's at that. But derech makiv, he recognizes the inyan holokus that has been brought forth through the moich. And for this very reason, hamidos, hey, befriend is spoilers. The midos are in a state of his spoilers of excitement. Midos are not functional, do not experience midos by simple awareness, but it can be spoiler or excited. Mochin, just awareness is sufficient. Midos is mochin is spoilers. Why? The whole his spoilers, chutz le'etzem. Because his spoilers by definition is chutz le'etzem, is an external experience. It's an outside experience. Which means that he is distant from the etzem. We'll discuss this after a couple of lines. The kasher who be kiru, because while he is close to the essence, that he is inside that thing that he is mispoiled from. So his spoilus is not applicable. Excitement, while you are completely imbued and completely connected and involved and embraced by this thing, it's impossible to have his spoilus out of it. And just a parenthesis, very simple. Shaharehu misachei di moisei hadov, since that he actually unites with that thing. And therefore, tirdoso means his preoccupation is be'etzem hadov, is in the essence of the thing. Ve'neshayach his spoilus oz, and therefore his spoilus, to be excited and to be affected by it, is not shayach them, because he's actually part and parcel of the reality of this thing.
So the
1 second, one more line. The whole shem mispoiled, and any time that he is mispoiled, hu mipnei shemisrachik mi'etzem hadover. Spoilers is misrachik when he is distanced from the etzem hadover, from the essence of the thing.
arousal is based on distance.
It's not based on distance, but a prerequisite to that is to be distant. Why? Because when you're in close proximity, you do not have the place for midas to be excited about the midas, because you're involved in the thing itself.
This is like the difference between tainug and simcha. You don't have the space. You're involved in the thing itself. So there is a experience of it, but it's not this others. There's the actuality of it.
Let us take a very simple, mundane illustration of this principle. You decide you're going on vacation, or you're going to visit Eretz Yisrael, whatever. You're going someplace that you really are longing to be there. During the trip, during this process of preparation for the trip, and the trip and so forth, there is an enormous personal excitement. When you arrive and you're actually participating in this thing that you were striving towards, there's no excitement. You are participating.
It's interesting. Not to say you're oblivious to it, but that you're
absorbed by it.
You're absorbed by it. You experience it, but it's not of excitement.
Right. That's correct. So his poilus is mechutz lo etzem. It exists only mechutz lo etzem, outside of the essence of the thing for which we are mispoiled. If a person, take the example of going to Eretz Yisrael. And he finally arrives at Eretz Yisrael. And he's telling himself, oh, you know where I am? I'm in Eretz Yisrael. And he's very excited about that. He's not really in Eretz Yisrael. Doesn't even allow himself to fully be absorbed and be incorporated. He's still looking at it from as an outsider. This is where Midas come, and his points. It's kutzlet. Okay, in Shaharehu Misached Emesi Hadover. Since that he is Misached, he unites with that thing. Vehuin Hadveikus. This is the principle of Dveikus. How does he become united with this thing? It is via the function, the principle of Dveikus. Dveikus means cleavage, connecting. Connecting means this, like we talk about the example of being in Eretz Yisrael. If one wants to be an Eretz Yisrael because of the experience of being an Eretz Yisrael, or one wants to be an Eretz Yisrael because he wants to be in Eretz Yisrael, because of the kedusha and the phenomenal significance of being Eretz Yisrael, that's why he wants to be there. So there he connects to the reality itself, to the essence, rather than to his personal observation of it. So when there is any hadveikus, that he lets, so to speak, the thing, that the Eretz Yisrael, like in this case, to embrace him and take him over. He is no longer making a decision to go to Israel. He is within it. He abandoned himself to this place. Now he's allowing himself to experience and to partake in what there is to partake in. Not as an external, as an observer. That is, in that point there's no more hispolis. And then the Rebbe says further, Vafilu, and even, Imeinu yadayim bebchinas hisachdus. If even, we're talking about now, over here, a person is reflecting and recognizing the divine presence and divine effect, then he is inside, and his spoilers does not come into this. See, because he becomes united with this. He says, even if he's not as yet in full union with it, in hisardus. Hisardus means that there is nothing outside of it. There's only that inyan, and this is what he is fully engaged in, focused. The komo can still, so he's not b'bchinas hisardus yet, even if he didn't get to that point yet. He is still, in a certain sense, getting into it. Still, kishahu b'toich eisi hadovor. When he is inside this thing, even if it not be sachdus, even if he doesn't fully unite with it, tirdosehu be'etzem hadovor. His preoccupation is in the essence of the thing, not its effect upon him. Therefore his spoilers is not applicable then, because his spoilers is only from the effect of something, not from its reality. Anytime that he is mispoiled, that he becomes aroused and excited, it is only dusha misrach to the fact that he is distant from the essence of the thing. Then he is mispoiled, because he is outside and he is mispoiled of what kind of thing this is. V'hamidos, and therefore midos harei hey b'bchinas spoilers. Midos about nature, in a state of spoilers of excitement. Shemispoil al elokus, where he is excited about elokus.
So the midas are like distant?
From distance, right? The mispoil al elokus, zehu, the fact that the midas are mispoilers, that is mipnei shehem b'chinas slichus, because midas are by definition are from a distance from the Etzel.
mochin would be close to the essence?
Mochin is close to that.
One may think the closer to etzem you get, the more silent and the more inactive it is.
Yeah.
Would that be off track?
What?
Would
Yeah.
that be incorrect?
No, it's not incorrect. The closer you come to the etzem, the more absorbed you are by the etzem.
Yeah, that part I got when we used the mashal of the trip. But this inyan of silence and inactive, that there's no room for, there's no emotion, so that implies there's no speech, there's no action.
Well, that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
His spoilers is from outside. Midas. Mochin are not the spoilers.
When we say about somebody that he's a pnimi, it would seem to say that he's delves into or goes to etzem. So that would also seem to imply this is a guy who's very quiet and very inactive.
When we say that the person is a pnimi, we're referring to the Hamidas. Hamida means that he really wants to get personally involved, not being an observer.
Yeah.
Misrachik mi'etzem hadover. That the midas is he misrachik is distant mi'etzem hadover, from the essence of this thing. What is the etzem hadover? We said that. In terms of our worldly experience, let's take a very, very simple illustration.
Sorry, what are we illustrating?
Etzem hadover. We are, so to speak, surrounded with phenomenal technology that couldn't be dreamt of just a short few years before. Phenomenal technology. Like we said before, touch screen. You touch the screen and it responds to you. It's crazy. So there are two aspects of it. There is how you are benefiting from it, how you're using it, how it responds to you. Then there is the technology itself, the thought of it, the invention itself. while you're involved in the invention itself, there's no hispoilus. Hispoilus is when you're observing it as an outsider. Etzem Adover means, clearly, if you, a touch screen, the screen does not respond to you. It is a hidden technology that is inherent in the Etzem. This is what the real thing is. It's not a piece of glass. So more distant you are from the Etzem Adover, the more involved you are in its effect, in its response to you, the more spoiled you be. But when you're contemplating on what's involved, what's behind it, there's no spoilers. All right.
So in the context here,
Excuse me?
The context here, with the Etzem Hadover is like the godly idea.
Godly idea, the godly presence itself, the reality itself.
So a person is saying that when a person is thinking about it, it's like in the mochin, it's not, there's no arousal, but when it comes to his emotions, it then is.
Well, in terms of the godly idea, it's the same thing in every situation. You can never acquire it to become yours. It always remains in its own reality. That's important. Like when you say that wherever you go, God is presence. The same God is here and here and here. Wherever you go, it's all presence. This is not the effect of it. This is the Etzem Adover, this is the essence. And there is no, the only way you relate to it is in its own reality, because you can't comprehend what that is. It does not become, you don't carry it with you. It follows you. You're not in any way experiencing it. So while you're involved in Etzem Adover, there cannot be hispoilus. Okay, this is it for this morning. Ah.